Hi guys, it's that time of month again. Welcome to another Ramble vlog. I'm here in Edgewell Bank, just waiting in the poll booth to do the poll in this vlog. I'll get to that a bit later. This is going to be the last Ramble before I max. So I'm currently 4 levels off. I got smithing and agility left. I'll be doing smithing up till 98, using all my rune bars for rune legs, using dwarven stouts, and then alching the rune legs as I do agility, and then going to finish off agility and then finish off smithing. So that's the plan, really. Should take me like about 30 hours or so, somewhere on there, of general just scaling whatever. So that'd be nice. I'll probably finish it around Sunday or Monday, depending on how much I hang out with my girlfriend over the weekend. She's working now, so that's fine. I should have a lot of time for the games, So other than that, we can go through my CML for CML for the month. Did a lot of teleporting, aerob charging, alching, stuff like that. Finished off my woodcutting, which is the last thing I did in the episodes. Made some air staffs for alching and money because I need money for my construction. Started on smithing. That was like that's like 2 days worth or something, 2-3 days worth. A lot of agility, as you can see. So agility and smithing kind of sharing it. Haven't done a herb run all month, which is shameful, but whatever. I don't have any herbs to farm really, so I need to wait until that and then just finish off my construction. So that was the last time you saw me. The EHP rates have changed. So let me pull those up one sec. I want to talk about that. Here we are. Shit. There we go. So Tyler, Tyler, Zilly and I have been talking about it. Well, I've been mentioning to Tyler about EHP changes for a long time, and we've kind of been theorizing about a lot of them, and a lot of them seems to be quite accurate. The only problems I have with it is the prayer one. I feel like I can get more dragon bones now in a 63k, but I'm not sure how it's really worked out at greens. Like I feel like greens, I can do greens very fast. If I had with old void and rigor, it would have been like super fucking fast. But I think it's just I think the new void, it's kind of put it all back down to where it usually should have been. So I don't think any changes is really feasible there. The rest of it is pretty solid. I recommend you guys check it out. It's on the CML subreddit. It should be a highly upvoted for that subreddit type of thing. Big changes after the Zora nerf, where all your fire making is now done at Wintertodt. So now all your magic logs and mage logs go into broad arrow shafts, which is a shame. Another thing is the amount of crafting XP you get from gem knights from the new Zara method, which is nice. And this basically just adds a lot of like end 0 time XP that you get. So the mining you get from Saya, the gold ore you get from smithing, I calculated that with Tyler. A herb ore change, so it's now 65k an hour instead of 80k. That's way more accurate. I feel like these 11k bits is just from Zora, so that's fine. That's kind of like the stuff you get from the loots there. Again, the thieving's added here. What else? Slayer is now 40k an hour, which is accurate with the herb stuff. That's all fine. Farming got fixed. You now do ZMI with the new Maxscape stuff, which is cool. ZMI is quite fun, I like it. And the rest of it's just all fixed. So it's all proper now. Unless Fossil Iodine changes anything, this will be the EHP rates going forward, which is quite nice. So there's that. What else I want to talk about? The Pride event happened. I didn't really give a shit about it. I did give a shit at the start because I was thinking that they were just they were like Wonderwolf was putting in his personal politics and personal shit into the game. After the whole like outrage about it, I kind of subsided and you know what, I don't really give a shit because you know what, just it's fine. Who cares? All the riots and stuff were just completely hilarious though. Like the amount of shit posting that happened and the amount of bans that happened was just quite funny. So there was that. Another thing that happened that I wanted to touch on were the phenomenal e-girls. It really bugs me how there are people who are older than me who are still fawning over these electronic girls. Like, come on guys, what are you doing? I really like if anyone has like trouble like paying attention to e-girls at all and thinks it's a problem, because it is a problem by the way, it really speaks a lot to your character and how little you can handle rejection if the only extent of which you're talking to anyone of the opposite sex is online. You know you're never going to meet them. You know nothing's ever happened, especially with the history of like people air quote dating people online and then breaking up, and oh god, the tragedy. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you doing? You're being used for attention. You're basically being a time hoe. You're a time slut. You're slutting out all your time and attention for nothing in return, and you need to stop because you are disrespecting yourself and you are putting the pussy on the pedestal. You need to stop. That's my statement on e-girls. That's what I had on my list. What else on my list? I want to talk about CML records for a bit. I appreciate people who go for CML records, especially the Spiffy one, because they have alts at the blast furnace. Like, shout outs to Abra, who put alts at the blast furnace. I'm probably going to go back there and I'm going to be there, which is great. Makes gold running, which is something I do not enjoy, a lot better, which is nice. I like that. Thank you very much, Abra. In general, CML records I find are pretty degenerate. I'll probably never go for a CML record. The ones that I do have, not like rank ones or anything, but the ones I do have are just passively me playing the game. And I feel like the culture surrounding CML records is kind of odd, but interesting at the same time, because there is a finite amount of times you can actually try for a record, especially in certain skills like fletching or smithing or whatever. Like 200 mil is the cap. So maybe one day CML records will be held to such a high regard that people will make alts just to go to break records. So, like, they'll transfer a lot of resources over and all the supplies and just like go for CML records. Like, that'll be it. Because there is a cap on how many times you can actually try and do it. And if you keep failing over and over again, then you're just kind of, you know, and it's something you really care about, then it's going to get fucked up. So maybe that will happen, CML wise. That'd be interesting. Before I go into like general current event stuff, I want to go through the poll real quick. I haven't looked at this yet. So we shall see. This is like the guilds and the make all stuff, so I'm just going to quickly go through them. I kind of know what the questions are. So this one's the free-to-play mining guild expansion. I don't play free-to-play, so I'm going to skip the question. I don't feel like I should have a say in free-to-play stuff because I don't play free-to-play. Maybe the free-to-play players should be the only ones voting on this poll. Excuse me, because these are the only people who are going to be affected by it, to be honest. Yeah, pretty much. So extended mining guild area, so a bank, more. So there's no coal rocks here, which is annoying. And there'll be more rune rocks in the bank. So I don't really care about this. I'm going to skip this again. Like, it doesn't really affect me. I don't care about this at all. If members only areas added, should the rocks within this area respond twice as fast? Again, I don't really give a shit about this mining guild expansion. I don't see how it's being any use. I'm just going to skip it, so I have no say or not. I don't usually say no to things unless they're like stupidly broken or stupidly a bad idea. I usually just skip them if they don't affect me anyway. So again, this passive area stuff I don't really mind. Mining gloves standard, instantly respawn when one. Again, if they're double respawn already, I don't really see the reason for the gloves, but whatever. So the amethyst stuff, it's like the broad bolts, the arrows, the javelins, like the extra amount of what's it? Range bonus. I think these are between rune and dragon, so that'll be cool. But they give shit XP per hour. So again, I'll just skip it because if someone wants to AFK mining at 28k an hour, then feel free. That's just fucking ridiculous, in my opinion. Like, I don't see any reason why. This one's interesting. So this will be like an increased amount of sharks per hour. It's about like 500 sharks per hour or something, which is interesting. I'm gonna vote yes to this and then just test it out when it comes out. If it turns out to be shit, then it's dead content and it doesn't really affect me. Same with the fishing guild stuff. I may as well vote yes on the +7 if I vote yes on the +7 on that one. It makes no sense. Make all. I like the make all stuff. It was fun. This should be in everything. Like, you should standardize the interfaces because the interfaces are shit right now. So that's what you should do. Mock-up draft of the functions. I think they should change the style a bit, but the whole thing is fine. Be upgraded as described. Upgraded as described. So if everyone votes yes to this, then it'll be like the same draft version and it won't get changed for ages because that's what Jaggers does. But I don't care. Like, as long as it functions properly, I don't really give a shit what it looks like. Again, pressing the shortcuts for this would be nice. So you don't really have to use HK for much. You can just use the keyboard, which is good. Mage Void buff should buff it. So it's between Infinity and Arams. That'd be cool. So it's like a midway between that. Again, another Elite Mage Void buff, which is good. Master Scrollbook, I really want this to save bank space, which is nice. And the Vial Crushing, I don't really give a shit. Because I just collect all my vials and drop them anyway. Everything seems to be passing by flying colours, which is nice. So, well, that's going to pass. Like, hardly anything doesn't pass these days, which is annoying. So, what else happened? So, the general election in the UK happened. The results were satisfactory for me. The only goal for the whole election was the Labour Party needed to lose. Because them being in control would be completely disastrous, and I couldn't let that happen. I would have voted UKIP in the general election if they had a candidate standing in my area, but they don't. So I had to vote Conservative, even though I know of the candidate in my area personally who's representing Conservatives, and they are absolutely reprehensible. As they're just a shit candidate, but I couldn't give the vote share. Because like Labour are like, oh, we got like this amount of votes, like 40% of the electorate. It's like I couldn't give them my ammo for that, you know what I mean? So I had to just put my vote share to Conservatives, hold my nose, and just fuck off. Like by the end of the whole campaign and the manifestos and stuff, I kind of just gave up hope on both of the main parties. But Conservatives were less shit than Labour, which is saying a lot. So I just gave it to the Conservative, and the Labour candidate in my constituency won by a massive landslide. So it's not like I really made a difference, but they couldn't use my vote for their argument in vote share, so that's fine. What's interesting though is that what I wanted to happen was Labour to lose so badly that they had to reform themselves out of this like socialist, Marxist type of like rhetoric and bullshit. What's happened though is that they've failed to win, but are not changing anything, which is basically saying to me that they're pretty much now the main protest party, and they are not willing to win, because even if they couldn't win in this scenario, what makes them think it can get any worse than what Theresa May did, which is absolutely just disgusting, really. How they can just act like they won, even though they lost. That's what I wanted them to do. I wanted them to lose so badly they had to go, wait a minute, we're doing something wrong. And even though they lost, they're like, oh, we gained this amount, but it wasn't enough. Like, you didn't win. Like, you needed to take like really influential seats, which is stupid. So that's pretty much it, really. Nothing's really changed. Brexit is going to happen, and I really want it to happen. I voted to leave. That was kind of when my red pilling started with the whole politics stuff. I was like, wait a minute, this is completely shit. Why is everyone in support of this? So that's when I started swapping over from my Labour roots to Conservative and to UKIP and stuff. So that's pretty much it. Bit of politics there, I guess. Another thing, in the description, I'm going to put an MP called Jacob Rees-Mogg. He isn't in my constituency, but he's very close to my constituency. And if I were in his constituency, I would vote for him 100% of the time, because he is the most honest politician ever. I'm going to put a few video clips in the description on some of his debates in the House of Commons, which is our basically parliamentary system in the UK. He just lays like one of the people he's talking to is an MP from my city, but not in the west side of the city, not the east side. So. But I know I've met her personally as well, and I think she's a complete idiot. And he just fucking smacks her down like the best. Like, oh, it's just great. So I'll put that in the description. Basically, if you want an insight into how eloquent and honest you can get a member of parliament in the UK, then I'll link you to Jacob Rees-Mogg, and I really do recommend you follow his journey through politics. He's been there for 7 years now, and I hope he stays there for the rest of his life, because he's a fucking national treasure. As for what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks or so, I'm just kind of rambling, which is what the whole point of the video is. I haven't really done anything. You just kind of been watching me bank stand. Well, I haven't been getting any XP at all. It's completely XP waste. Whatever. What I've been doing, if I'm just going to scroll through my bank a bit, the last thing, so immediately after I max, I'm going to do all these clues. So I've got easy, medium, hard, elite, master, and I've got another master in Watson. So I'm going to try and do all these masters. If I don't do all the masters, then I'll just do these normal clues. And then my whole goal is to clear my bank. So what I want to do is just use all the resources that I have banked, and just kind of get rid of them slowly. I need to delete all these seeds because I don't do masters farmers anymore, which is a shame. I've got like 120. If anyone wants these, let me know. I'll drop them over to you. So yeah, things like these toe flags here, I need to go do a lot more for that. These store foods here, I need to get some more into that, you know. What else? I have a bunch of stamina potions to make, so I'll be making those. I got a lot of shit to sort in my bank in terms of clue stuff, you know, all these gems to cut, all these gems to sell, all this other shit. Oh, all these darts to make as well. I've got 120k mithril darts, 73k adamant darts, and then 30k diamond bolts to make. So I got all this stuff. What else? And then after that, I got all these to alch as well. So I got a lot of stuff to clear out before I start getting back into PVM and stuff. But the first goal after this is Dragon Warhammer, and I'll be streaming a vast majority of my Dragon Warhammer kills. So after I get that, then we'll have to wait and see. That's pretty much my goal. The next video you'll see me is me maxed, because I'll probably be posting the stream highlight of me maxing on YouTube. My voice is cracking now. I've been talking for 15 minutes. This is a bit long. I'll probably post the maxing highlight of my stream on YouTube, but other than that, the next ramble you'll see me will be on the Saturday the 15th of July, and I'll be maxed then, hopefully with a Dragon Warhammer. We'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, like it, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a dislike. If you got to this far, feel free to leave a comment, because I really want to start chatting to you guys. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is VattiRS, no spaces, just VATTIRS. Yeah, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you haven't, welcome. This is my journey through maxing an Ironman. I will see you next month. Catch you later. Peace.